I have heard mixed things. I've heard that it's a pretty good Assassin's Creed game, but it's not doing enough to pull in new players.
Assassin's Creed Shadows for me is just fine. For some people, fine is all right. For other people, fine just isn't quite good enough.
If you're a massive fan of the classics like me, don't expect this game to deliver what we've had in the past.
They will have to drastically change up the formula. There's still too much copy-paste going on from game to game here, with way too little innovation besides new region, new story.
I am not the biggest recent Assassin's Creed fan. I have not played the most recent iterations to completion. that moment you look up and realize you are late. But hey, it speaks highly to the game, right? So anyway, thank you guys so much for being here today. We did PoE 2 and ACO. Tomorrow is...
He's not going to come back to this, is he?
My last kind of big favorite Assassin's Creed was probably Black Flag, and I did really enjoy the first ones, especially the Desmond arc for the story. I know, don't crucify me. But with Assassin's Creed Shadows, you know, this has been a relatively troubled project from a relatively troubled company. Let's be real. Can you buy gold off their store? That would be hilarious, dude. Oh my God. Of course. Yep, there it is. Wow. You know what's sad? I wouldn't put it by Ubisoft to have at one point had the gold on the screen. And then somebody went, you know what? If we took that out, then players might spend their gold and buy more on the store. Ubisoft has had a lot of interesting stuff lately. And this particular project has had a lot of controversy around it. So I came into this with very low expectations. As somebody who has kind of gotten tired of the general Assassin's Creed loop and you know, was not super engaged with it, I planned on giving it a stream, seeing how it was, probably doing one stream, and then just calling it. How bugged is this game? So now that I've played it for a stream and I'm playing it for a second stream, I can say that Assassin's Creed Shadows is fine. It's fine. It feels like Assassin's Creed. It's very, very pretty. It does have a bit more of kind of like a ninja angle to it, a little bit more kind of like Tenchu-y, Ghost of Tsushima-y, and that's been engaging. I also really like the setting. I'm a fan of Japanese games, so it's been, again, with the very nice graphics, that's been really pretty. The progression system has been okay. It's very RPG-ified, like the more recent entries to Assassin's Creed, so it's very numbers-based, very, very heavily level-based with perks and things like that. That's been pretty fun to explore. Increased damage with melee weapons by 2%. Fun, 2. And seeing like what we can really do to become the ninja that they kind of sold this game with has also been pretty engaging and fun. Also, there's this kind of weird, not really weird, but this kind of base building mechanic where you actually get to place buildings and stuff, which is far more in depth than I was expecting. So kind of exploring that system is something I want to do before we're done. But to kind of get to the end of it, like overall, it feels just like another entry. Like this is not a Black Flag. This is not a revival of any kind. It feels like another entry. I'm not one of the people that's kind of like hugely into the controversy about this game. I mean, let's be real. The Assassin's Creed franchise has visited lots of historical locations over its, 14 games. I do think it's a little weird that all of a sudden everyone's like super concerned about historical accuracy with this one. Granted, Ubisoft may have kind of shot themselves in the foot by publicly saying that they were going to try to be a bit more accurate. You know, that's on them. But I will say that like, that's not something that ever bothers me because that's kind of something they've always done. So yeah, maybe outside of some of the other decisions, but I have to say that like this game definitely made me realize, and I don't know if it's just been this way and I hadn't really picked up on it as much, but dude, like, especially for how much they charge for the product in the AAA, man, Ubisoft is way behind on the facial animations compared to other companies, like way behind. Like the part that I played, like, there were a few times when like the main character was screaming and like it looked like she was just having a conversation. Like sometimes that, like at one point, one of them was crying and the only way you could tell is like she was slightly had her eyes closed. That was it. And it's just like, I don't know. It's weird when we have games like Horizon Forbidden West, you know, a couple years ago, that are just so well done. And then we have, you know, supposedly like the exact same level of quality, but it's like 10 years earlier in terms of how it looks. But one of the reasons I say it's so weird is because the rest of the game looks so good. It makes it stick out more. It seems like there's a quality discrepancy. You can play in Japanese, but somebody told me, and I haven't confirmed this, but someone said if you play in Japanese, it's still English mouth movement. I need to get that confirmed, but yeah, apparently it's not. It sounds a lot better in Japanese, which I would, of course, it does, because I have to say it was very strange hearing so much broken English in that.
You didn't see her fight. She'll be fine. Still, we'll need allies. Find Mitsumune at Nunobiki Falls. He leads the last survivors of Honganji, who have formed an Ikki.
I will go to them. Thank you.
Like that was doing a weird thing to me as well. And this is not the only game that does it, but when you have like, there was a lot of times when it sounded like some of the voice actors were having like trouble saying the lines, like they were trying to be that immersive.
Was doing some good by staying at Makino Odera.
And there's this weird dissonance when you're trying to shoot for immersiveness, to have people like be from that area, but they don't sound like they live in that area, if that makes sense. Like that was doing some weird stuff to me at times. Yeah. Anyway, now that we're at the end of this early thoughts video, that's kind of where we are. I don't really plan on finishing the game. I mean, I might, but it's the kind of thing where I'm kind of just playing this now because there's not really any other big games I'm playing currently, and it's just fun enough to kind of keep me wanting to explore the mechanics and everything. But that's kind of where we are. TLDR, it's fine. It's fine. That's kind of where we are. So yeah, best thing you can do if you'd like is check out the playthrough we have. See if it's your speed, see if it's what you're looking for. Most importantly, see if it has what you like in an Assassin's Creed game. And kind of go from there. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't know if we'll have a final thoughts video, so this may be it. So, and I said, okay, I want to see if this game is enough for me as somebody who is relatively tired of the AC franchise. I want to see if there was enough in there to bring me back. You know, maybe it's going to be another Black Flag. Maybe it'll get me back into Assassin's Creed. So I played it for a stream, and it was okay. I didn't really feel like I'd gotten to like the cool part yet. It's fine, it's okay. And I said that at the end of the stream. And then the next day, I started another stream of it, and about halfway through it, you know, I felt like I was starting to get the vibe of it, and I was starting to realize that I didn't think it was really going to have what I wanted. Also, like for me, the voice acting was a little rough, especially with the facial animations. Like there was enough in it to where it was like, yeah, this game's fine. But I also found out that the Rise of the Ronin port that I thought was garbage, I had been told that it was like completely unoptimized, it just wasn't working. I found out that it was actually in a lot better state than I thought, especially for people that had high-end computers. And then at that point I was like, well shit, I think I'd rather play that. And I turned off Assassin's Creed and started playing Rise of the Ronin. I think I'm done with that game. I think I'm done. I feel exactly the same way. It's fine. Like it's fine. But I think I'm done with it. I don't care enough about the story. And like, I don't know. Just not doing it for me. It's fine, but it's okay.